For a minute, Chris. Your Majesty, let me check you. All right. You do realize that I'm a self-taught cake decorator, right? You know what that means. You have enough sense to understand what it means to be a self-taught cake decorator. I didn't come in this business, Chris, to pretty much put you out of business. You understand? That would be stupid of me to come in this business to think that I would put you out of business. So you have no reason to feel threatened by me as far as cake decorating is concerned. Because like I said, I didn't come in this business to put you out of business or put anybody out of business. I just saw a way of, building my craft and expanding my business. And so I went into cake decorating. I didn't come on here to try to compete with you or anything like that. So if you see me as as competition, which you do, it's very sad because, like I said, you have been in the business for over 20 some odd years. And if you have been in the business for over 20 odd years and you see me as a threat, then you have a problem. You did. Let me also state, Chris, yeah, AKA Your Majesty. Let me also state that I remember quite well you did a live last year. And you did admit that I was better than you when you first started cake decorating. You did state that, right? You stated that in a live, which has since been deleted. You did state that I'm better than you, right? I am better than you when you first started cake decorating. That's exactly what you said. And remember too, Chris, let me also point out that you used to praise me on my page before you were blocked. Before you decided to join the other side, you used to come over on my personal page and you used to praise me when I did my cake decorating. And you did admit to, actually you said it in the comments below one of my cakes. You did say that I am better than you when you first started. We all have to start from somewhere. I know that you have no morals about certain things, Chris, but we all start from somewhere, and in my case, I didn't admit to being the best of the best as far as cake decorating is concerned. I did let the world know that, hey, I just started cake decorating. Like I'm a self-taught person. I always put that in my caption above my cakes. And I'm very humbled that I'm learning the craft and stuff like that. I'm very humble about that. And I'm very transparent about the fact that I didn't go to school for cake decorating. The gift that I have is baking some really good cakes. I can bake good cakes. My cakes taste damn good. And furthermore, you can't bake like me, Chris. You cannot bake like me. You can bake, but you cannot bake like me. All right. So everybody has their own strong suit. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you are good in cake decorating and I'm good in baking. But what I do not do, Chris, I don't come on here and bash anybody's craft per se, especially you, somebody who has been in the business since I was a baby. I would never come on here and bash you, but it says a lot about you as a professional cake decorator when you have to come and attack a small business owner like myself who is decorating, who is a self-taught cake decorator. It says a lot about you as a person when you have to stoop that low to try to tarnish my business or tarnish my craft because I'm teaching myself how to decorate. I mean, I have to learn, right? I have to start somewhere. What makes you a better person? What makes you a better person? By the way, you mentioned on your live that I should go learn how to make flowers out of fondant and all of that bullshit. Let me tell you something. This is why they have vendors for those things, which shows it also exposes you as the person who is behind Chocolate and Vanilla's skits about me. Those corny ass skits that Chocolate and Vanilla make about me. It shows that you're very much behind a lot of those skits about me. You're the one who is pretty much furnishing the bullshit with Chocolate and Vanilla. I'm breaking it down for y'all here, okay? Because the only person who would have an issue with me purchasing pre-made flowers and stuff like that, sugar flowers, is you. You made my business your business, and it's just so wrong. You understand me? You're making my business your business. Now, they do have vendors for those things. If there wasn't a market for that business, they wouldn't be making them. All right, let me just kind of hint you there for a second, Chris. If there was never a market for pre-made sugar flowers and sugar this and sugar that, they wouldn't be making it. And there is a market for it. All right, there's a market for it because people like me need that. All right, which is why there is a market for it, and which is why it is being sold in different vendors. So you, Chris, if you think you are the god of cake decorating, you're wrong. You're not the god of cake decorating. What you need to do is to find somebody your size and bully them. But you're not going to bully those people your size because you're a coward. You're not going to bully any business or any cake decorator that's on your level, right? What you're going to do to make yourself look better and feel better, you're going to come after a smaller person like me, somebody who's just learning the craft, so that you could feel like you're somebody in the business. That's what you do. You go after somebody like me to feel big and feel bold and feel better about yourself, because you know what you are? You are a bully. That's exactly who you are. Why don't you go after those very experienced cake decorators over there in the UK? No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to go after the other girl who's busting your ass over there in cake sales. You're not going to go after her. I can't remember her name. She does cake decorating over there in the UK. I heard she's busting your ass, Chris. She is busting your ass, Chris. I heard she's busting your ass. What good advice? Sabrina, tell him to take that advice and stuff it up his big ass, okay? He can't give me no advice to save his life. Whatever he's saying is coming from a place of hate, a place of jealousy, and a place of he's just a nasty person. He is just a nasty person altogether. I came on here on my live with a good spirit. You know, I want this all to end. I'm trying to be the bigger person. I'm giving him some good advice as a smaller business in comparison to his. You know, I mean, I'm going to say smaller business because, I mean, you know, he likes to point out that I do not have a storefront and I can't do this and I can't do that. So let's entertain him for a second. Okay, Chris, let's entertain Chris for a second. Chris, you have been in the business over 20 some odd years. Why are you just there? Why are you just there? Have you ever asked yourself that question? You've been in the business for over 20 some odd years, from I was a baby. Why are you just there? Why are you just at it there? Why are you just there? Why are you just there? Why are you just there? You ever thought about that? You're just there. Why? You know why you're just there? Because you're just a bitter, nasty, hateful human being. You're a bitter, nasty, hateful human being, which is why you're just there. Just think about it. I have been in, let me flex for a minute. I've been in the business for approximately exactly 3 years. 3 years a few days ago. A few days ago makes it 3 years I have been in the business. I don't have a storefront. Listen to the points. I've been in business for exactly 3 years. All right. I do not have a storefront, because you like to tell the world that I don't have a storefront, you know, to make yourself feel better. I don't have a storefront. I rent a kitchen, which is what you've told people, that I rent a kitchen, right? You remember you tell people I rent a kitchen? I rent a kitchen, an industrial kitchen. You've sent people to my place of business to stalk me, to copy my license plate, to taste my products, so that you could do whatever you want to do. I don't know why you are doing it, but you've sent people to my place of business for that main reason. It shows how much of a bitter person that you are. You're very nasty. Why is it that you're not elsewhere? I've been in the business for only three years. One day alone, I garnered roughly $10,000 in sales. $10,000 in sales. One day. Okay, I know you can't say that, and I accomplished that without a storefront. I have accomplished that or rubbed out those numbers without a storefront. I bet you can't do the same. You can't say the same with those overhead expenses that's beating your ass, Chris. You can't say the same. Now, because you decided to come on my page, or no, you didn't come on my page. All right. Oh, and he said he started in his home too. Really? So you started in your home too, just as myself, and you decide to still throw dirt at me? Huh? You're still throwing dirt at me even though you started in the same way I started? You get what I'm trying to say, people? This man started the same way as me. But you have a hate for me because I don't buy sugar flowers? That's kind of petty. That's kind of petty, sir. What's your real problems with me? What's the real issue that you have with me, Chris? Chris, Your Majesty. What's the real problem here? Because I can't believe it has to be just flowers, me not being able to make sugar flowers. What's your real problem? Let the crowd know, please. What's the real problem you have with me, Chris? What's the real problem? You have done so much to try to tear my business down. You have even gone as far as sending your cakes over in suitcases, to try to kick me out of the business, to try to drown me out of the business. You do everything I do. You see me doing cake displays, you start doing cake displays. You didn't know you can come alive and decorate cakes until I started doing it. Let's talk about that. You know, my cakes taste really good. I don't need to tear down nobody for that. I don't need to I didn't have to tear you down to sell my cakes. No, right? But for a whole year, you bashed my business. You talked about my past. You called me a prison bud. Remember, the prison bud is named after you. Yeah. Thank you, though. The prison bud came about because you called me a prison bud. You called me a prison bud for a whole year. So I decided to name the prison buds the pudding pods from you. You're the reason why they're prison buds. You remember? Let me remind your masses. Let me remind your crowd. Okay? The prison buds originated from your nasty ass. Okay? You dirty man, you. You're a dirty man. I don't care about your sexual orientation either. That's none of my business. Okay? You're telling me to go ahead and bake my rum cupcakes. Of course I'm going to bake my rum cupcakes. They taste friggin' good. They taste so good. They taste good. They taste really good. Really good. TinaChinCakes.com. And you're talking about, oh, because it's Valentine's Day and I'm coming up with no doo-doo. No, you doo-doo head. I don't need to create drama to sell my products, unlike you, who just fabricate shit because you want to sell your products. I don't need to do that. I don't need to get anybody. I don't need to coerce any enemies to come up against you and stuff like that. Thank you, ambitious. I don't need to do that. My work is true passion. You know what I mean? I'm not come here and talk about my employees, them like what you do. I don't know who buys from you because you come on here and drag your employees. You come on live and publicly talk about your customers in a really nasty way. Ew. Let's talk about that. You're talking about me and flowers. Screw that shit, because there's a market for that. But you, honey bunch, you come on social media and you drag your customers to scorn. Right? You drag your customers and then you drag your employees. Of course, nobody ain't going to work for your nasty ass. You have no respect for the customers who are paying your damn bills. The customers make you pay your damn bills and come on here and flex on people on social media. Your customers cause that. Yeah, your customers do that. You know what I mean? You don't need to come here and degrade me as a business owner. You don't need to do that. Because you're rich and you have your purse. You don't need to do that. But it just goes to show how much of a hateful person you are, that not even money will suffice. You know? Not even money will make you happy. You just want me out of the game, which is why I'm not going to give up, because I realize that you're very much behind a lot of the nonsense taking place on social media, Chris. You are. You are behind a lot of the bullshit going on because you're one unhappy, bitter business owner. You're bitter. Okay? It ain't my fault you have to fly around the United States of America and can't fly into the United. It's not my fault you got to fly around. It's not my fault, you know. We all have to take accountability for our actions. I have to take accountability for being a prison bud, you know. And equally, you have to take accountability for your actions. Because you're the one who created fraud shit, who created fraud documents and gave it to somebody and caused them to get locked up. And the person ratted your ass out so you can't come to the United States of America again. It's not my fault. How are you going to blame me for that? How are you going to direct hate at me for that? Huh? What did I do? I didn't do nothing for that. Aren't Aren't you tired? Raina, ask them. Ask them if they're not tired of bashing my business. The fact is, Chris, if I don't shit, you don't eat. That's the fact. Because it's just as much when I came out with a rum cake lab, you wanted to compete against me. You came out with all of these flavored rum cakes because you want to compete against me. Oh, coconut rum cake, pumpkin spice rum cake, this rum cake, this rum cake. You never knew you could do all of that, Mr. Big Baker, and you've been in the business for so long. You didn't know you could do pumpkin spice rum cake. You didn't know you can do raspberry rum cake. Oh, no, you didn't, right? But you wanted to come and tear my business down so that you could do pumpkin spice rum cake. I'm defending my bread and butter. I don't give a shit what nobody has to say. Talking about, oh, don't pay attention to them. The lawyers are taking too long. Sometimes you got to handle your own damn business because they're coming for my bread and butter. So I'm going to go for theirs. They're coming for my bread and butter, so I'm going to go for theirs. Pumpkin spice rum cupcakes, raspberry rum cupcakes, coconut rum cupcakes, because you want to be a part of it. You hear Rum Cake Lab, which is my company, so you want to come and try to tear me down so you can shine. Pumpkin spice rum cupcakes. Yeah. And go sell your cupcakes. You didn't know? Rum Cake Lab did that damn thing. Rum Cake Lab. That's how good our products are. $10,000 in one day, baby. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Do not play with this girl here. Tina Chin ain't the one to play with, baby. I know I come on here and I talk a lot of shit sometimes, but when it comes to my work, I'm serious about that shit. When it comes to my baked products and my bread and butter, I'm serious about that shit. I'm defending myself. Yeah, none of y'all wanted to do pumpkin spice and coconut rum cake. Y'all didn't want to do that until you see the Rum Cake Lab was born. Let's talk facts. My specialty is rum cake. So why are you trying to... I never said my specialty was decorating cakes. And I've always been transparent and honest about my rum cake, about my decorating skills. I've always been open about that. Like, listen, I'm learning the craft, baby. I'm a self-taught cake decorator. Okay? I'm a self-taught cake decorator. I'm here trying to just quell the foolishness. I'm trying to stop the nonsense. And here you go, an established businessman. I thought you had some common sense. Here you go, responding with insults. You know, thinking that you would really get what I was trying to say. You responded with insults. What are you going to learn? Like, what are you going to learn and grow out of this bullshit, Chris? You're a businessman. Equally, I'm a businesswoman. When are you going to learn and get out of the bullshit? You responded with insults telling me I should go learn how to decorate cake and go sell my cupcakes them. And ask your Trinity friend that you sent to my place of business. Your Trinity friend should have told you how good my products taste. And you even said that my products taste good too. Remember? Ambitious, you don't know, just don't call that lady's name over here. I'm done with her. You know what I mean? I'm done with her. Until she says some shit about me, I'm done with her right now. I addressed her accusation from this morning. I'm done with her ass because she feels like she's God. I'm done with her ass. A lot of y'all are scared to address her directly. I am not. I'm done with her ass. I'm talking about Chris now. Chris, there's a market for flowers and all of these other things. There's a market for that. You know what I mean? Me never gonna baking school. This is just a natural talent of mine. Much more, very natural talent of mine. Me not gonna bake in school. I not like that, you know. Me not gonna bake in school. It's just a natural talent what I have. And then now from my years of being in corporate America, I just put two and two together, put the two together, my corporate skills and then my natural talent, I'm gonna make it work for me. Honest living. Honest living. And I didn't have to tear down a soul for that. And I came on and I blessed everybody who is a baker. I said, yo, big up to all the bakers them out there, whatever. You know, respect is due to every baker. But it says a lot about you as a cake decorator. You know, it says a lot about you as a person and as a cake decorator. You're a terrible human being. And you're not to be played with. And you are behind. It's fair to say that you are behind a lot of the nonsense going on here on social media, because you have a special place of hate in your heart for me. A special place of bitterness in your heart for me. And that's sad. Because the year where I talk about, oh, I forgot to talk about, I forgot to learn how to make flowers. That's the least of it. I can bake. Your cakes are pretty and all full of fondant and all of that bullshit, but I'm sure, I've heard that when they cut it open, it tastes like shit. It tastes like shit. So it's just pretty shit. Okay? It's just pretty shit. It's just pretty shit. You know what I mean? It's just pretty shit. That's all it is. Pretty shit. You notice I came on here humble and I'm just addressing every business owner, being the bigger person, saying, hey guys, you know, I think we need to stop this and all of the other stuff and all the other good stuff. And he didn't get it. He just didn't get it. He just didn't get it. You know what he responded with? He responded with insults. He just didn't get it. There's a market out there for flour cakes, cakes with flowers. Even a lot of you heard when they were criticizing my cakes with the flowers on it. Remember now, out there in the market, there are hundreds of cakes out there with flowers. I just kind of like that style, and I started decorating my cake with flowers, right? These two ninny poo, these two people just come on and start, well, you can do a cake with flowers. Don't you see cake with flowers this weekend? This is what they do. They just criticize everything I do and then follow me later on. You notice that? They criticize and tear me down every which way, and then them go copy. Copied it. Copy everything I do. After them curse me. It's all about publicity. Everybody want the publicity. Them love attention. You know, them never get hugs when they were kids. Their parents never loved them when they were kids. None of that. So them come on and tear down everybody and do them own a thing. Don't you see cake with flowers over the weekend? I'm sure you saw cake with flowers over the weekend, right? They criticize me, but go and do the same shit that they were criticizing. Ta-da! Ain't that some shit? Let's talk about that. Come on, Chris. I don't know which oil you're living at, but there's a market for sugar flowers. So I don't have to. If I can work more productively by just sticking the flowers on top, that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. Because you know I have to pay for that shit to get done. I have to pay for it to get done. I don't have to. It's modern times now. And this is where I'm gonna leave y'all in the past. Y'all are stuck in your old ways. It's modern times now. You can't sit down there and go and make your flowers them. Go on. I'm modern times now. I can't just go buy it. Because I have somebody. I can't just order it and make somebody make it for me and pay a fee. It's pricier, but make somebody do the work for me. It's modern times now. You want to sit down and go do your foolishness. You can't go on. But that's kind of petty to be picking on me about, right? So it's obviously a deeper issue. You have an issue with me, Chris. You do. You've been attacking my cake since last year. Remember? And I've never once come on here and spoke negatively about your cakes, except for now when you're talking about. I say your cakes are probably pretty, but they taste nasty because you can't bake like me. You can't. No, me I defend my bread and butter. Them too disgusting. Yeah, me I take back the power from them now. Them too disgusting. Go have several seats, Chris. When they can't match up to me in the numbers, then we can't talk.